military, deportation to third countries of immigrants, but these were temporary emergency orders where the court does not get full briefing. There's usually not an oral argument, and then they issue a very short order that does not always explain all of its reasoning. This was really the first opportunity for the justices to issue a formal, official, and lasting opinion. This decision really checks the president and says that Congress has the power to tax. Justice Kavanaugh, in his 60-page dissent, said that in this emergency situation involving foreign affairs, the president does have this power and that the court should defer to him. Kavanaugh also talked about the real-world consequences and what he warned could be a substantial mess when the lower courts have to deal with the question of refunds to the companies and importers who have been paying these tariffs. President Trump called a press conference just to address this ruling.
The Supreme Court's ruling on tariffs is deeply disappointing, and I'm ashamed of certain members of the court, absolutely ashamed.
He praised the justices by name who dissented.
I would like to thank Justice Kavanaugh for frankly, his genius.
As the president said, he's going to move forward with other types of tariffs, which means a lot of uncertainty for these trade deals and tariffs going forward. Last week, the Supreme Court announced its decision.
Certain Himalayan populations, like the Sherpas of Nepal, are able to live at home.
Okay, this is crazy. Watch this. Just so you see it, right here, that's a symbol.
So believe it or not, this isn't CGI. This is Tesla's Gen 2 Optimus robot, and it's like real-life science fiction. Yesterday, Tesla uploaded this new video showing off the robot's improvements, featuring Tesla-designed actuators and sensors, allowing for faster and more capable hands, a 30% walk speed boost, a 2 DOF articulation.
After the Mexican military killed a globally wanted drug lord, multiple major cities have fallen into chaos and a state of emergency. In a raid operation, the military shot and killed Elemento, one of the core leaders of the Hidalgo New Generation cartel. The organization is considered one of the most aggressive and fastest expanding criminal groups in Mexico. The United States had offered a $15 million reward for information leading to him. Shortly after the operation, the state of Hidalgo declared a statewide code red, burning vehicles, blocked highways, and hastily erected.
Just a reminder that happy people encourage, attractive people compliment, and successful people support. And those who have nothing to offer bring you down. And once you really understand that, you stop taking certain things personally. Because people who feel secure.
Is there anything men can do today to get their body to be that much younger?
អ្នកខ្លំមើលបាននិយាយថាថៃនិងវៀតណាមនឹងបន្តលេបតបាក់ទឹកដីខ្មែរតចំនួនទៀតបើរដ្ឋាភិបាលលោកហ៊ុនម៉ាណែតនៅតែមិនផ្ដល់តម្លៃដល់ជំរាបសួរនៅវ័យ60ឆ្នាំ
Well, as a black person, I definitely don't feel like I belong. I feel like an immigrant.
This small animal can actually crush a predator's skull. Its name is the wombat.
Did you know there's a city in America that was built, owned, and operated by a single corporation? Not partially funded or sponsored, but literally created from scratch by one company that still controls almost everything to this day. But the shocking part, this company doesn't just own the buildings. They own the streets, the water system, the power grid, the hospital, even the school.
ឥឡូវនេះខ្ញុំកោពុកមាត់ខ្ញុំស្អាតហើយខ្ញុំនឹងលេងឆាឡាងកោពុកមាត់តាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងក្រុម Manchester United ពុកមាត់ខ្ញុំនេះគឺខ្ញុំនឹងមិនកោពុកមាត់ខ្ញុំជាដាច់ខាតបើសិនជា Man U លេងមិនចាញ់អញ្ចឹងបើ Man U លេងបន្តស្មើបើ Man U លេងឈ្នះអត់មានចាញ់សោះខ្ញុំនឹងទុកពុកមាត់ខ្ញុំទៅរហូតហ្មងហើយយប់នេះម៉ោង3 Man U ត្រូវលេងប៉ះ Everton អញ្ចឹងបើ Man U ឈ្នះខ្ញុំនឹងមិនកោពុកមាត់ខ្ញុំជាដាច់ខាត ឥឡូវនេះខ្ញុំកោពុកមាត់ខ្ញុំស្អាតហើយខ្ញុំនឹងលេងឆាឡាងកោពុកមាត់តាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងក្រុម Manchester United ពុកមាត់ខ្ញុំនេះគឺខ្ញុំនឹងមិនកោពុកមាត់ខ្ញុំជាដាច់ខាតបើសិនជា Man U លេងមិនចាញ់អញ្ចឹងបើ Man U លេងបន្តស្មើបើ Man U លេងឈ្នះអត់មានចាញ់សោះខ្ញុំនឹងទុកពុកមាត់ខ្ញុំទៅរហូតហ្មងហើយយប់នេះម៉ោង3 Man U ត្រូវលេងប៉ះ Everton អញ្ចឹងបើ Man U ឈ្នះខ្ញុំនឹងមិនកោពុកមាត់ខ្ញុំជាដាច់ខាត ឥឡូវនេះខ្ញុំកោពុកមាត់ខ្ញុំស្អាតហើយខ្ញុំនឹងលេងឆាឡាងកោពុកមាត់តាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងក្រុម Manchester United ពុកមាត់ខ្ញុំនេះគឺខ្ញុំនឹងមិនកោពុកមាត់ខ្ញុំជាដាច់ខាតបើសិនជា Man U លេងមិនចាញ់អញ្ចឹងបើ Man U លេងបន្តស្មើបើ Man U លេងឈ្នះអត់មានពុំមែនតែហ្មងគឺធំខ្លាំងមែនតែហើយ2026នេះ
Breaking
news at this hour. The first company has filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration to claw.
A young man came running with a gun pointed at our windshield to us, screaming in Spanish, "Get out of the car, get out of the car." I held up my hands. We thought it was just a carjacking or a robbery. So we jumped out of the car, and my passenger behind me couldn't get his car open and door open, and so the terrorist was banging on the window. Finally, we got out. We were all just running away from the gunfire and explosions.
You must have been thinking you were lucky, right, to escape alive.
Absolutely. I mean, in the moment, it was just shocking. We couldn't believe that it was happening. We felt like we were on a movie set. This is obviously, we've been in Puerto Vallarta for over 5 years. Nothing like this has ever happened. Puerto Vallarta is a very safe, tranquil, calm, beautiful place. And suddenly we were having guns pointed at us with explosions and fires and bombings and people running. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I will say that there was a lot of false information, disinformation, AI-generated photos and videos. It was hard to sometimes decipher what was real and what was not real. But the underlying theme of this is a widespread violence campaign was pretty clear.
Hello អ្នកនរចង់ថា collection របស់បងធីណាឥឡូវនេះបាន launching នៅ store ហើយចង់ថារកការចំណាយអ្នកនរគ្នាត្រឹមតែ$40និងទទួលបាន tote bag មួយ free តែម្ដង tote bag អ្នកនរគ្នា tote bag នេះលុយយ៉ាងម៉ូតគេចឹងកុំភ្លេចមក shopping អ្នកនរគ្នា collection គេលុយ
In order to be a licensed taxi cab driver in London, you need to be able to recall more than
The most important skill in life is the skill of working hard.
Happy Monday. In the past 2 hours, there has been over $500 billion that has been wiped from the stock market since it opened 2 hours ago.
FBI Director Kash Patel's trip to Milan during the Winter Games causing controversy after he was seen celebrating with Team USA after the American men won their gold medal hockey game. The FBI director, a longtime hockey fan, is seen chugging what appears to be beer and yelling, banging his fists in the locker room. Unbelievable. One video shared on social media, Patel is seen apparently talking to President Trump about the victory. Patel traveled...
In Vietnam, there's a reason some people watch their white dog.
I acknowledge that there is a real problem of racism against Southeast Asians from Koreans. I also acknowledge that quite a lot of anger has been built up around this, which has evidently exploded. But the moment I was told comfort women were being invoked to insult Koreans, I realized that this might have gone sideways, especially because that is a topic that we should find unity in. Koreans were not alone in that injustice. That was an evil that the Japanese had unleashed upon the entirety of the lands it had conquered. These included thousands of Filipino, East Timorese, Indonesian, and Malaysian women, many of them as young as 12. Not to mention that invoking this in itself is a highly misogynistic act, period. And then there's this, Southeast Asians giving a pass to Korean men. So certain Korean men were complaining that they were getting attacked online, and apparently Southeast Asians were giving these Korean men a pass. And I've been seeing on RuliWeb and DCN Side, which are two of the biggest internet forum platforms in Korea, how quite a number of Korean men with misogynistic attitudes were cheering on Southeast Asians because they were attacking Korean women, or at least that's what they believe is happening, which is wild when issues like copinos and sex tourism by many Korean men in Southeast Asia persists. Also, now that I've had the misfortune of more thoroughly reading through the cesspool of Twitter, I can tell you as a literary translator with an award from the Literature Translation Institute of Korea, quite a few of these supposed Korean agitators, they're not native Korean speakers, if at all. It's very obvious. This is not to say that the emotions that have been evoked are illegitimate or that all of this is a hoax. It is to imply that perhaps there are bad actors intentionally flaring up tension.
This guy completely confused Google Maps. Back in 2020, Simon West.
If you ever feel bad for not understanding people's accents, I want you to remember British politician Paul struggling.
If you put your hand on this glass, then the liquid raises to the
Being Taiwanese and a leftist is so weird because everyone always wants to know what my thoughts.
I genuinely love Thailand, yeah. It's a lovely place. But why are the locals so rude and disrespectful to foreigners and tourists? Like, I've been to...
We have some news right now.
And finally, we are creating it.
ទៅណាក៏ដោយអរគ្នាគិតថាលោកគ្រូបង្វឹករបស់ Spur ថ្មីនេះជោគជ័យនៅ Spur ឬក៏អត់បើបង្វឹក Spur ប្រកួតដំបូងតា Arsenal កូនសិស្សអត់ស្ដាប់បញ្ជាផងហ្នឹងហើយនេះ Mickey Van der Ven នេះប្រកួតដំបូងគ្រូបង្វឹកដាក់ឲ្យធ្វើកាពីតែនក្រុមប៉ុន្តែគ្រូបង្វឹកប្រាប់ឲ្យឡើងលើគឺអត់ស្ដាប់គ្រូនិយាយទៅគឺទុកសម្ដីគ្រូដូចខ្យល់ចឹងហើយសមឲ្យប្រកួតនឹង
If the US attacked
In a clip that went viral from the British Academy Film Award.
ដកលុយចេញមកយើងមានអីដកក្រុមងារឬក៏
Top 3 nasty freaking things that you do not need to search on TikTok. If you search any of these things, especially the last one on TikTok,
if we are going to continue to issue visas to people, which is a privilege, not a right, then the very least we should expect is that those countries reciprocate by taking back the people who are in our country illegally. We simply cannot afford it. As Home Secretary, if you vote for a reformed government, my promise is this: we will secure our borders, stop the invasion, we'll deport every illegal migrant in the country. We will get our police focused on one thing and one thing only, which is detecting crime, investigating crime, and arresting criminals. No more painting police cars in pride flags or dancing in the streets. And by the way, that is what our brave police officers, the men and women who serve in our force, are desperately crying out for. We'll avert the Boris wave fiscal disaster that is looming, and we will protect British culture. If we are going to continue
You're from Florida. How are you going to celebrate in Miami?
Yeah, I mean, was born here, obviously, me and my brother, so lucky that we get to spend a couple days with our teammates, and we're going to enjoy the night.
Team USA just landed here in Miami. A big welcome home to the U.S. men's hockey team, whose flight was diverted to Miami due to the blizzard impacting the Northeast. There were fans with American flags and USA signs to welcome the team home. The first time since 1980 that Team USA took home the gold medal for men's hockey. It was a dramatic game with the win coming in sudden death overtime against Canada. We spoke to Jack Hughes, who scored the golden goal in overtime to give Team USA the win.
Honestly, the gold medal, it's so important for us because we worked so hard to get to that point. And, you know, it's for us, but the best part is it's for, like I was saying this, the day of the gold medal, it's for all the guys that are coming for us and, you know, all the young kids that are going to come after us. And we want to, you know, leave USA Hockey in a better place than it was when we first got there.
The team has a big itinerary in Miami, including a planned appearance at a local nightclub. Some players told us the team has plans to go to D.C. tomorrow. There's been speculation about whether they will make an appearance at the State of the Union or meet with the president, but no official word on whether that is set in stone.
You're from Florida. How are you going to celebrate in Miami?
Yeah, I mean, was born here, obviously, me and my brother, so lucky that we get to spend a couple days with our teammates, and we're going to enjoy the night.
Team USA just landed here in Miami. A big welcome home to the U.S. men's hockey team, whose flight was diverted to Miami due to the blizzard impacting the Northeast. There were fans with American flags and USA signs to welcome the team home. The first time since 1980.
Moment that called to mind a picture of this country that it turns out millions of us were missing. I'm talking, of course, about Sunday's USA hockey game, of course, the men's team.
Okay, on my video about China buying oil.
Last week, ByteDance, which is the parent company of TikTok, they launched something called Cdance 2.0, a new AI video generation model. Within 24 hours, the internet exploded. People.
Can the mirror see my head moving? Yeah. How does the mirror know what I'm doing if I've got it covered?
The mirror is inanimate, it don't know nothing.
How can you see what my head is doing on the other side?
I think there's a camera
Someone explain this, because science clearly gave up. Can the mirror see my head moving? Yeah. How does the mirror know what I'm doing?
Hey guys, I don't know if you heard about this story last week where Wix actually bought.
This woman said to me, I never want to hear the word resilient again. I am so over being resilient. I am so exhausted. I am so broken. What do you tell Ukrainian people right now who are feeling that they're done?
It's very difficult.
I'm single and
សួស្តីអតិថិជនទាំងអស់គ្នាថ្ងៃនេះថ្ងៃទី23ថ្ងៃដើមសប្តាហ៍
Floyd Mayweather.
I think the biggest problem
Screaming the N.
He said what?
I'm moving to
I highly the
សម្រាប់លេខសួរ
So you think that I should pay 70%?
I don't know if you can.
This city is often cited as the
3 2
This is a heavily armed.
Donald Trump has made it.
Chaos erupted yesterday in Mexico, and we know the leader of his.
Right. So the operation, what we know, is this was a Mexican-led operation. I know there was some rumors that there were soft U.S. special forces involved. There was no boots on the ground, right? This was 100% a Mexican-led operation. The United States.
Donald Trump on the morning.
The top U.S. general is warning the United States that if they were to strike Iran, it could lead to a prolonged war. And Donald Trump is denying this and actually calling out the general. Guys, this is the nightly news. Breaking news.
South Africa remains one of the world's most economically unequal countries. Political.
What is
ការងារដែលលោកឡំគ្នាជាមួយនឹងការងារផ្ទះហ្នឹងមើលមិនឃើញផ្លែផ្កាទេបើគេរស់ស៊ីគេបដោតការរស់ស៊ីហ្មងអាហ្នឹងវាឆាក់ឃើញផ្លែ
What is your Google?
Will Trump say ass this week?
មកសាក់បោះពុក
The issue with traveling during this Olympic and the past Olympic